Hello, Pisces. Welcome and welcome back. Whew, child. We're going to get into another reading. I had to take a deep breath, as most times I do. Pisces, I'm hearing heavy duty, heavy duty, heavy duty. Okay? Now, also, the frying pan is heating up. I think I said this in one of the readings recently. The frying pan is heating up. The grease is popping. It's getting hot. You know how when you cook in a pan on top of the stove, like maybe you fry some fish or saute something, and you start to see the little bubbles pop up in the grease or in the butter, whatever you use to grease the pan, and you know it's hot. Now, when you're frying chicken, you put a little flour in there and see if it bubbles up. But it's like, it's this revving up, heating up, getting ready, rev your engine type of energy. But with the heavy duty as well, I'm getting that you guys are bringing out the big you-know-whats. The big you-know-whats. The big cojones. Okay? The big pum-pums, whatever you want to call it. Y'all are bringing them out. And it is intimidating and it is scary. And I need you guys not to, revert or regress back into a past version of yourself because people are reacting or responding to the artillery that you're presenting. Okay? They didn't know you had that. It's kind of like in Dune, when the main character, his dad had that, artillery that he really wasn't supposed to have, but he did. And, he was supposed to have destroyed it, but he was like, hey, that seems a little dumb. You never know. You never know if you're going to need it. So I don't know if this is receipts, evidence, some type of information, or if it's like just a way of being. Like, I don't know if this is your soul, your spirit, something inside of you. This could be a gift that hasn't really been seen for a long time on Earth. Okay? It could be anything, but it's heavy duty. All right? I also feel with the frying pan heating up along with heavy duty, there's this energy of the monkeys in the barrel are getting hot. They put the barrel on top of a bonfire. And now it's getting hot. Things are starting to heat up. And it feels to me that somebody's in some heavy duty. So what is duty? It's like poo-poo. It's boo-boo. Okay. You gotta go boo-boo. Oh my God. So somebody is in some deep doo-doo. Oh, and the cards fell. Listen, let's get into it, Pisces. Y'all be sure to like and subscribe to continue to catch the vibe. I've been talking a lot lately. I've been doing a lot of readings. And I just want to say this, okay, as you guys like the video and subscribe and, keep the energy flowing fairly, right? I just want to let you guys know, you are not obligated to watch every single reading I post just because you love and support me. I appreciate it. I really do. It's okay. All right. You don't have to feel obligated to do anything. I just had a conversation with our beautiful member who posts the pinned comment every time and did the timestamps for our live reading that we just did. And I was expressing gratitude for their understanding of my perspective, right? And it may seem a little bit overbearing sometimes when I say the video and keep the flow going. It may make you feel like you're obligated to do it, but in reality, you're not, right? I do feel that I deserve to be properly compensated and supported for what I give to you, especially if you're going to take advantage of it. And that remains to be true. Yes. pumpkins meowing today. That remains to be true, you guys, right? Like, I don't deserve for people to come here and not support the channel if they're going to sit here and watch for hours on end. It's not fair. It's not right. And if you want to be treated with respect, you can't distribute the same treatment that you feel was unfairly presented to you from other people. You can't do that to me. However, you know, you don't have to feel like you have to come here every day and watch the videos and watch every single post. That's how reciprocation works, you guys. Okay, that's all I'm saying. I know sometimes people don't listen to what I actually say. They hear what they want to hear, so that's fine. But for those of you who actually listen and who may be feeling that way, I appreciate you for hearing me out. And just because I post a lot and I do that for me, it doesn't necessarily negate what is true as well for you. Okay? Just had to, you know, make that clear. I also feel like I'm getting a message that many are called, few are chosen. So if you don't know the reference to that for us over here specifically, go watch that live that I did about what are their secrets. It was very recent. At least when I'm filming this, it's Monday, November 3rd at 10:49 a.m. And if you watch that, there was a channel message in the beginning and it had to do with you receiving a call. Okay? Because I feel like some of you guys, many of you guys are chosen to do something really big. Okay? So bear with me. My voice is a little hoarse. We're going to work through it. We're going to get this message. But again, heavy duty. The frying pan is heating up. And you guys are bringing out the big artillery. Oh my God. You guys are bringing out the big artillery. And somebody is in some deep doo-doo. It might be doo-doo. Okay. So what does that mean? There's going to be some type of evidence of who is in deep doo-doo. Because it might be on their back. Looking like a pudding stain on the back. What is that? It might be a doo-doo. Okay. Okay. Guardian angels, archangels, spirit guides, and ancestors of the highest vibration, Father, Mother, God. What is the message for Pisces? It is love surrounds you. Card number 10. So this is an ending and a new beginning all wrapped up into one. If you guys want to go look at the Nutcase Network, which is my original channel, it's linked in my LINKTREE, which is in the description box. I have done the zodiac sign readings, and I don't know when you're going to see this video, but either most or all of them should be posted by now. Okay. But I believe the advice in the Pisces monthly reading for November was in this deck right here. There's a Phoenix card and it says every ending brings a new beginning or something like that. That's what I feel like this is. Spirit wants you to know that you're surrounded, engulfed in love when it comes to the new things that you are experiencing. Okay. Also, when it comes to the new things that you have coming in that are replacing old things. So anything that's cycling out. Ooh, my cough drop. Mind your business. This is my house. Okay. No. The old things that are going away. Okay. You're being supported through the evacuation of those things. Okay. Now, not conflict. So yeah, you're making some decisions that ruffle people's feathers. I'm telling you right now, people are not ready for how much you have, how much power you have. Like, you've been sparing people way too long to where they've gotten comfortable thinking that you are not a beast. Okay. And I think people are starting to realize how much of a beast you really are and how hard you can go if you really want to go hard. Like, if you really want to take it there, you'll take it there. If you really want to be that bitch, you'll be that bitch. Okay? And so I feel like, you know, some of you guys could be in an internal conflict because you could be, you know, at the crossroads of a decision and you're thinking about how other people are going to feel. You're thinking about how it will affect other people. And that's not bad. That's good. That means you're a good person. But you cannot sacrifice yourself for how other people are going to feel. You got to find balance. And if you're in a position where your decisions affect other people, like maybe you have children or dependents, or maybe you run a company, you have employees, maybe you're going to be influencing other people, like maybe doing something like what I do. It's good that you keep in mind how other people are going to react and respond. It's good that you care whether or not, what you say or what you do could cause, other repercussions, because you're a Pisces. You can see several different timelines. But at the same time, this is something that I struggle with still. You're never going to please everyone. There's always going to be somebody in the crowd who's got an attitude, who's mad about what you're doing. And as long as you've done your best to show up in a way that exudes and exhibits love and compassion and humanity towards your fellow individuals, then that's all you can do. And if people get upset about what you're doing, or if people get upset because you're activated and you're utilizing your power at 100%, you can't make everybody happy. Right? Because you may have been operating at 25%. And we did a reading about this in the past, but you may have been operating at 25%, 35%, maybe even 50%, but you're ready and capable of operating now maybe at 85, 95, 100. Okay? And if it rubs people the wrong way, which I feel this is doing, like people are nervous or scared, or maybe feeling competitive with you, or like whatever reaction that you're causing within people is not your responsibility, right? Because if you set out with the intention to do good or to create positive change, whatever it is that your intentions are or were behind doing whatever you're doing or whatever you did or whatever you're planning on doing, that's what matters. Pray about it. Ask your spirit team, ask God, source, whoever you pray to help you to do the right thing, make good decisions, and to help prevent harm from being caused through your actions. It's simple, right? So that's what I feel like is going on. And then we have 13, the Lovers. So this is a time where you're trying to kind of connect with the people, I feel, who you understand and who understand you, right? This is a time where you're in search of those people. This is a time where you need to lean on those people if you already have them in your life. And Spirit is saying like, hey, there's a lot of people who are going to support you as they witness your transition and as they, participate as they participate in whatever changes that you're making. They're going to show you the love and support, and you're going to know who you can lean on, who you can depend on, who you can trust, who's loyal to you. And you don't have to really worry about the other people. Okay? Child, people take me wrong all the time. People selectively listen to what I say all the time. And I could be as clear as a crystal spring in Fiji, and they will still hear what the fuck they want to hear. So is that my responsibility? Sometimes I make it my responsibility because then I over-explain and then I do all these things. But really, in truth, it's not my responsibility. Just like it's not other people's responsibility to pacify or handhold you through whatever they're saying, right? And if they had negative intentions behind it and you pick up on that intuitively, you don't have to make a big deal about it. You can just be like, yep, I see what that is. Cool. Cool. Okay. Right. What else does Pisces need to know, Spirit? Ooh, the Warrior. I told you. I just heard that song again. You are the prototype. But I heard, you are the warrior. Isn't there another song, though, that's something about the warrior? I don't know. I can't remember. But it says, illuminate subconscious fears to defeat and command respect from your enemies. Discover your warrior spirit. So this is about you being afraid of something, right? And again, it could be what we just talked about, but it could be any fear that you may have subconsciously. Okay. And if you illuminate it, if you shine light on it, if you call it by name and you face it, it will help for those who may not agree with you or may be competing with you to at least have to respect you. It's like if you come out and you're honest or you're genuine or you're authentic or you have good intentions, it's like they may be mad about your approach. They may be mad about your artillery. They may be mad about the level of productivity that you're able to have. They may be mad about what you're saying. They may be mad about how it shines a light on their demons, but they can't call you a liar. Listen, I might tell a joke, but I will never tell a lie if I can help it, right? If I don't know the information and I'm ignorant to something, correct me. I'm cool. Y'all think I'm sensitive, but it's like the same things that you guys have gripes about when people treat you a certain way as Pisces is the same way some of y'all treat me. Not everybody though. So what I'm saying is like, this is a situation where we can learn. Love is the key. The whole point, which I told my sons last night because they were fussing. The whole point of all of this is to understand where each of us are at in each moment, right? And my youngest son was getting scared by my older son, who's not the oldest, the middle son, and my younger son were getting into it. Because on Halloween, they put on their masks and they turned off the lights and scared him. And he didn't know that I was standing next to my baby and we were in the kitchen and he didn't know that I was in the process of like going to get a bowl so he could put his fun dip in it, dip his ring pop in it, do all the things. So I had walked away from them and immediately they turned off the lights and then came in with this scary mask. And at first we all thought he was like laughing. He was like screaming and then he was like sounding like he was laughing. But then I realized that he was crying and we turned on the lights and he was like literally distraught. Okay. When I tell you in tears. And I can relate to that because I've been a kid in that situation. But ever since that day, even on Halloween 2, my oldest son, he put the scary mask. He like put his clothes on the chair and dressed it up and stuffed it and made it look like a scary monster was sitting in the chair, child. Scared the mess out of me. Kept trying to get me to go in the kitchen to get scared. They were just doing kid stuff. It wasn't bad. It's just we're all in a different place, right? So my baby was already on edge from Halloween. Like he was on edge, okay? So last night when I was filming and I was trying to work, I was like working all day. I hear them in there and my youngest son is like whimpering, crying, whining, right? So I'm like, what is going on? He came in and expressed himself really clearly. He was like, look, I was sitting on the sofa and Chris kept looking at me around the corner in the kitchen with the lights off and I felt like he was being mean. I said, why did you feel like he was being mean? He said, because I asked him to stop. And I was like, okay, clock the T. I said, okay, well, why did you feel like it was mean though? Like, what was he doing that made it mean? He was like, well, I asked him to stop because I felt like he was messing with me. And I could tell he was scared because they're boys, child, okay? So I bring all of them in here. And my middle son is like, we were playing at first, but then he started getting mad and getting upset. And I'm like, okay, well, you didn't think, because unfortunately, like, I don't want to tell all their business, but a lot of you guys, have been in situations where you have kids, you have the influence of their grandparents, their other parent, their siblings, your family, and you can never really as a parent control every influence that they're going to have, even if it's from like school, other kids. And I've just noticed that my middle son, he kind of has to understand that whole saying about hurt people. He needs to understand that because sometimes I know that his actions are a portrayal of things that he felt from other people when he was young. So I told him, I said, well, think about it. I said, you were playing with him and you felt like you guys were playing and you thought it was innocent, right? He said, yes. I said, well, do you remember when you were little and your older brother would play with you, quote unquote, and you would be scared or you would be upset or you would be frustrated because he was messing with you and you saw it as him messing with you, but really he thought it was playing? He was like, yeah. I said, well, now you're older, and when you and your brother were doing that stuff, y'all would just fight because you're the same age. But Gabe is smaller than you. He's a young kid, and you're bigger than him. He's not going to just start fighting with you because he knows that you're bigger than him. So all he can do is revert inwards. And I said, so when your older brother was messing with you, did you like it? He was like, no. And I asked his older brother, because he was standing right there too. I said, now, from your perspective, were you playing with Chris or were you messing with him on purpose? He was like, I thought I was playing with him, but he didn't like it. I said, see what I mean? And I told him, like, every single thing that you guys go through is a reflection of how you're being shown other people's perspectives. You need to stop acting like you don't know how Gabe feels in this moment because you've been there. And if you're so quick to forget that you've been there, you're missing the plot. And that's why, like, I tell you guys at the beginning of the reading, like, don't feel obligated to support me, but also don't be mad if I ask for support. It's like, I understand where you may be in whatever phase of your journey that you're on with whatever message comes out. But I also understand that there's another side, that there's always another side. And even with things that I say in the way that I feel, my opinion may change in 3 days or in 3 weeks or in 3 months because I will have gained more experiences. And it seems like sometimes I ramble, but this is really the message. And if you're wise enough to see whatever spirit is trying to get you to see through whatever I say, because I don't know what that is, but if you're wise enough to see that, I feel like you guys are going to be 10 steps ahead. And I think that's what's important. So I feel like saying that because even through people who make themselves an enemy with you or they make you a villain, you have to remember times and places and spaces where you've been in that position or you may have felt the way that they felt. And it's okay to say, you know what? I understand how you feel and I can completely relate to where you are, but I don't have to make it my responsibility. Right? And I can respect you enough not to antagonize you, but I can also understand where my autonomy starts and my free will starts so that I can understand how to move accordingly when it comes to my best interests while also respecting yours. It's not about me, but I use me as an example because I can only speak to my experiences. And that's what I feel like Spirit is trying to show you. It's like, it's like they don't want you to get nervous or on edge or defensive about the conflict that you could be experiencing or the apprehension that you may come against with people. They don't want you to get uptight about it or closed off about it or make any rash decisions and reactions to it. They just want you to kind of observe it. Okay. At the bottom, we have the King. Take a long-term view as a leader. Earthly abundance is accessible to you now, and you're in the right place to find it. So again, many are called, few are chosen. Some people are going to want to be leaders and they're not built to be leaders. Some people are going to want to be in charge and they're not equipped to be in charge. Some of you don't want the responsibility. You don't want to be in charge. You may not want to be a leader. You may not want to be on the forefront or on the front line, but that is what you were built for, baby, baby girl, baby boy. Okay. So it's like, I'm just saying, like, this is what Spirit is trying to show you. because you have that spirit. You have that warrior spirit. See what I'm saying? And then Baby Boy, the movie started with Tyrese where he was in the womb. Okay, shout out to all my millennials. Anyway, the Born Witch says you have all the tools you need to incorporate spell work to empower and support you through life's journey. So Spirit is basically just saying that you were born for this and you're about to make connections, possibly network with other people who were born to do similar things. And you guys are going to bounce ideas off of each other, get inspiration from each other, motivate each other. So it's like that hypercritical energy that some of you guys may feel in certain situations is not necessarily something that's going to benefit you at this time. It's like observing situations and kind of stepping back and gaining a higher perspective is what you really need. You know, and it's all fun and entertaining to kind of like have a little bit of combat. It helps us train and, you know, get better. But it's like you have to understand what it's for as well if you want to gain a real benefit from it. Some of you guys have access to resources right now that you may not be aware of. You may not be aware that you have tools in your arsenal or resources at your, you know, at the ready that you can take advantage of. But Spirit is saying like you were born with everything you need. And you'll have everything you need continually. Okay, so what is this message for Pisces? Ooh, the King of Cups sitting sideways, leaning. All right. So there are some people who may have kind of like hovered around you or been hovering around you to see if you're going to succeed. And they haven't been supporting you. They're like kind of leaving you to your own devices. They're leaving you, maybe hanging you out to dry. Hell, they could be leaving you to your own devices. And when the frying pan was hot for you, they jumped out because they didn't want to be in the frying pan with you, right? But they've been hovering around. They've been looking over the edge of the frying pan, seeing if you're still in there, seeing if you got burnt to a crisp, seeing if you're still surviving. Are you still screaming in there? And with this kind of being sideways, it's like they're thinking, well, should I come back? Should I come back? And it's like, I mean, I guess. Page of Cups, Two of Swords. So you're about to meet someone that I feel is kind of in a position that you have been in the past, but you're not going to see this right away. You're not going to know this right away. You're going to meet someone where you don't really know them or you don't have all the information about them and you're not sure whether you guys are on the same page or not, but you may disagree with things, okay? This is a person who I feel like is introducing themselves to you or that you may be introducing yourself to. Some of you guys, some of you guys may also have like some emotional triggers that come to the surface, possibly with children, especially if you're a father. But I mean, if you're a mother as well, I feel like if you're a parent, you may have some emotional triggers coming from your kids. That's just like a side message because it's like things that you don't know about them. It's things that you may not agree on when it comes to their generation. Things that you don't really understand about your kid. That could cause a little bit of a disagreement. So just be aware of that. Okay, what is this King of Cups sideways like this? Queen of Swords, Knight of Pentacles. So yeah, this is about people. I feel like Spirit wants to highlight the people in your life and the dynamics that you may face with those people. So somebody may make you an offer. And I feel like you possibly don't align with this person or you don't align with what they're presenting you with. Hierophant. This could be a Taurus with the Knight of Pentacles. A Taurus could be coming to make you an offer. This could also be possibly a Libra. Maybe a Leo. There's something about consistency as well. like reaching the next level because you're committed to something, because you're consistent, learning something new with the Hierophant because you have remained loyal, devoted, committed, and consistent to something. Somebody could be offering you a contract that provides a lot of hope. It provides a lot of like possibilities or opportunities, potential for possibilities. But it's like there's something about it that's conflicting with you or creating some type of inner conflict with your beliefs. Okay, maybe your ethics, your morals. This could also be like discord between you and someone else. It's like your opinion differs from someone else's. But I feel like whatever somebody is saying is truthful, at least as far as their understanding. And whatever you're saying could be truthful as far as your own understanding. But it's like something about it. Something about it. What is this Queen of Swords, Knight of Pentacles for Pisces? What is the Queen of Swords? Ten of Swords. What? What? So when it comes to whatever someone is bringing to you, presenting to you, offering you, saying to you, however they approach you, there's something about it that gives you clarity about some type of like shocking event. Could be a betrayal, judgment, Page of Wands. Okay, Scorpio energy. It's like you're waking up to the fact that there definitely was some type of like wrongdoing. This is a confirmation. This is a wake up call. It's like this could even be shock that you were right about something, but whatever you were right about is kind of like negative. Like you may have predicted somebody's passing. You may have predicted something really shocking. You may have predicted a negative event in your life and someone else's life. And it's true and it's factual, but it's still like, whoa. You could be calling out some type of betrayal or bringing something to the forefront, speaking on it, calling it by name, like I said earlier. And it could just illuminate the people or situations where it's actually taking place because you're speaking on it, right? Like hit dog on holla. Okay, what's the Ten of Swords? The Seven, bitch. Okay. The Lovers. Gemini energy, Scorpio energy, Aquarius, Libra, possibly Taurus, Leo. Okay. You're being called to make a choice, or you felt like you were brought together with someone. It's like divine timing. Temperance, the Lovers. That's like somebody meaning to come together, like meant to come together. People may say soulmate energy, but whatever. It just feels like that goes with the Lovers. It's like there's certain people who you're meant to meet. There's certain things you're meant to do. There's certain things you're meant to say. Spirit is orchestrating things to put you in positions or to put you in the rooms with people who you need to connect with. It's like blending energies together by guiding you to make certain choices, to take steps that, may be disappointing or upsetting to people, but that you feel called to make. I also feel like the story is coming together or the scenario is coming together. There's a choice that someone else may have made. It could be a Gemini, it could be an Aquarius, it could be a Libra, Scorpio, Leo, Sag, Taurus. There's a choice that someone made here, I feel, to lie to you about something, betray you about something, to not tell you something that more than likely you probably should have known, okay? Somebody chose to participate, I feel, in a strategy to take you down in some type of way, to stab you in the back, to steal from you. Pumpkin is just meowing so much. I feel like that's what someone did. And all of the dots are connecting and it's all coming together. And you're like, boom, all of a sudden it hits you. Or like maybe you realize you were a part of something that you didn't know you were a part of and you didn't want to be a part of it because it goes against your morals. But you didn't know. That could be how someone else feels too. There could be another person who feels like, hey, I didn't know that I was doing this wrong, or I didn't have all of the details. I didn't know that I was betraying you, Pisces. I didn't know that this person meant you harm. I mean, I don't know how much I believe that or how much you're going to believe that, but I feel like somebody could be apologizing to you for something like that. Like, dang, I didn't know that so-and-so was doing all this bad stuff to you. I would have helped them if I knew that. And it's kind of like, well, Pisces, did you tell them? It's like, this is how you're going to understand if somebody is telling the truth or if somebody's lying. Right? And that's where the Two of Swords comes in, where we saw it with the King of Cups. It's like, I kind of disagree with you because I was telling you that I was getting abused and I was telling you that I was getting hands and feet and knuckles and kneecaps put on me. Or I was telling you that I was going through this. You just didn't believe me. You just didn't want to support me because it was unpopular. Or you just didn't want to support me because it didn't align with what you believed. So right now, listening to you apologize, it doesn't align with what I believe, right? That could be the dynamic. Because I feel like someone came together or connected with another person, blended together with another person, and came up with a strategy or participated in a strategy to like maybe cause some type of harm. And now it's making sense. And it's like, oh, I see. Judgment. That's what we saw with the Ten of Swords. What else was with the Ten of Swords? Anyway. Some of you could also be uniting with allies to help reveal some type of negativity that you know is going on and they know is going on. But you guys are coming together to kind of like call it out. What's the Queen of Swords? Ooh, the Chariot reversed. Some of you may get more information from the Cancer reading on the other channel. Leo with the Strength card. Knight of Cups. What? The Four of Wands. So I feel like because of somebody's actions, they like slowed you down. Something took a really long time to come together, manifest, or it took a really long time for you to accomplish something because someone was, I feel, not wanting it to happen or not wanting it to come together. What's the Seven of Swords? Ten of Swords. Nine of Wands. See what I'm saying? That's crazy. Somebody I feel justice. Ooh. And the Tower. Ooh. Ooh. Somebody can't take this burden anymore. I feel like someone is kind of staring down something that's very intimidating, or they're staring down someone very intimidating, or it's like they know that whatever tower is happening is because of what they did and how many times they did it. Knight of Cups, Two of Pentacles. Three of Wands. Somebody's waiting for the right time. Somebody is trying to find the courage to apologize to you about something. Whoa. Four of Swords. They want peace, but they don't know how to get it. So that's what this is about. Queen of Wands, Judgment. So your silence is sending a message, a very clear, loud message. Or like it's either your silence sending a message or your words that cut really deep that are sending a clear message, a combination of both possibly to someone that you are confident and that you've realized that they were an enemy of some kind. Like something like that is going on. So they're hovering around. Yeah. Five of Cups and the King of Pentacles. Yeah, this didn't work out the way somebody thought. It's like you kind of realize that you don't need someone or that they're irrelevant or that a connection is pointless because it's like someone is not doing you any favors, but they're also like doing you disservices at the same time. Like, how you gonna be in my life and you're not helping me, but then you're hurting me at the same time? So it's like, you're even worse than like sitting around and doing nothing. Yeah. Ace of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles. You see an opportunity in the future that I feel like you're realizing you don't need like people who you can't trust in your life. I feel like you're looking down the line and you're basically realizing that the good that will come from something that you do or something that you say is going to be better than the possible harm that could come from it. The good that it will do for you to stop talking to someone or associating with someone is better than the harm. It's like more, it outweighs the harm that it could cause, right? So you're weighing the pros and the cons of a situation, meditating on it, praying about it, evaluating it, and then deciding to no longer move forward with the relationship because you know somebody had a role to play in your downfall or in your betrayal. And because they disappointed you in some way. Like there was some type of way that where this person or these people could have showed up in a more influential way to support you and they didn't, you know? And it's kind of like when I say like, if you don't like the video, it's a situation where, yeah, you may be indifferent. You may be riding the fence, but you're not helping anything. So if you're not helping, you're hindering, right? So it could have been somebody who's like, oh, I don't want to help you. I don't want to be involved in this horrible situation that you're dealing with, knowing that you don't have anybody, knowing that you don't need help. But at the same time, they have the right to do that. So it's like, can you really be mad? Let's look at it from all sides. So it's not like, I don't think you're mad at anybody. It just feels like you respect that someone rode the fence. You respect that someone didn't go above and beyond. You respect that someone made the decision that was best for them when it comes to their involvement in this situation. But you also know that with the choice, like every choice has a consequence. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. To every cause, there's an effect. So the effect of someone exercising their free will choice to either ride the fence, stay silent, not support you, not help you, has the consequence of now you not wanting to be in their life or you not wanting them in yours. And we can, Two of Swords, we can walk away agreeing to disagree. And I think that's how you feel, but it kind of feels like, I don't know. What's hidden that Pisces doesn't see? The Eight of Pentacles. So somebody's trying to catch up. There's a person here behind on their work. It could be a Virgo, but it doesn't have to be. Somebody is behind on their work. They're trying to catch up. They're overwhelmed. They feel like they're not being very productive. They don't have a schedule, like a clear schedule. Hierophant and the Eight of Cups. So it's like now they feel like they have to chase you. Now they feel like they have to catch up because they're making a commitment to work on themselves, to fix things, to work on things, to finally like do what they've been telling you that they were going to do all this time. But now it's like you don't care. You don't want it. You've walked away. I don't even think you want whatever they're telling you they're going to do. Like, there's some type of commitment that someone is making to you that they're going to fix things. They're going to work on things. They're going to catch up on whatever they're behind on. They're going to make up for whatever was lost. And I just don't think you care, because I just feel like you feel that it's not even worth it. This could be a Taurus or a Virgo, possibly a Libra. Okay. The Knight of Swords. Yeah. Virgo and Libra strongly. Possibly Taurus. Maybe Gemini, Aquarius for some of you. Wheel of Fortune. Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, Scorpio with this Death card and the Wheel of Fortune. Sag. So now somebody's changing their tune. The shift is creating a big change. The shift is causing someone to want to communicate differently and change their patterns or change their behaviors. This is a universal shift, though. I feel like this is the astrology or whatever the fuck is going on. Six of Swords. They're coming. They want to communicate a strategy, a plan. They want to tell you their commitment. They want to tell you their plan of how they want to move forward. They want to move forward and be able to talk to you about things. Hermit, Virgo energy. I feel like once somebody realized that you were moving on or moving away or that you had already left, it's like, I'm telling you, y'all be astral projecting. Because it's like for a long time, this person felt like you were still there, but you were already gone. Even if your physical body was still there, you were already gone. Your mind, your soul, your spirit was out of there. And I feel like now they're discovering some type of information, or they found something out. They've been illuminated to something that has shown them that you've moved on, or that you're being removed from their life because they're possibly a questionable person or somebody who you can't trust. Because you're not mad at their free will. You're not mad at them at all. It's like, okay, cool. I see you. And I think I said that at the beginning. There could be someone here who is deciding to shift who they talk to as well. Like, this could be people who are choosing to leave your life. But you got to remember, sometimes the trash take itself out. All right. There could be someone here who is, it's like they may have found out that you moved on and they're like, okay, so if Pisces moved on, I'm going to move on. Cool. If you're sitting here waiting for them to come back and you just did it out of spite, you just played yourself. Congratulations. But if you're cool with that, cool. They're finally moving on too. That may be the message some of y'all need to hear. But it's like there's some type of information that's either being researched or discovered. They're like trying to figure out if you've really moved on. And they see that you have. So then they it's like they have to make a plan or make a decision to shift their perspective or to shift their focus and communicate with you differently, right? I feel like somebody felt really betrayed by you as well. And it's crazy because whatever this is, it's like someone is feeling betrayed by another person's choice to make a choice that they feel like they were called to make. So it could be you and someone else. It could be both of you feeling this, right? Or a group of people who feel this way towards you and you feel this way towards them. It's like somebody falling out of alignment and wanting to get back into alignment and change like who they're friends with, change who their partner is, change who they're committed to, change their viewpoint of you. Somebody feels like you chose work over them. And it's like, okay, well, I mean, are you going to pay my fucking bills, bitch? Like, come on. That's too much. Somebody feels like you chose work over them, or you chose your marriage over them, or you chose your kids over them, or whatever. Yeah, it's like you don't fucking care. Oh, well, they disagree with you. They disagree. This is their energy. They disagree with the choice that you made. See, but I feel like now that they're choosing whatever they're choosing, and you're like, okay, cool, I see where I stand with you now. It's like, it's not as big of a deal to you as I feel like it was to them. Four of Pentacles, Justice. So they're still holding on, even though they're acting like they're not. Some of you may have people who feel like that. You're doing that. Fine, whatever. Somebody just refuses to see. It could be a Libra, strongly, possibly Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. Somebody refuses to see that the choice you made was the right choice for you, and possibly the right choice for everyone. Seven of Pentacles, because there was a lot of time invested that someone feels like you just walked away from. And see, that's what people don't understand about Pisces. People don't understand that we could be with you for 100,000 years. Peep game, clock the T. We could be with you for 100,000 years, and then all of a sudden one day we're done with your ass. And it's not because we want to be done with you. It's probably because we've noticed patterns over time, which Hierophant, it's like you've noticed a pattern over time of this person coming up short, falling short, not being reliable, not being dependable, not being someone who you can depend on. And it's like now that you've made a decision that Spirit guided you to make to move away from that unreliable energy, it's like now that person feels like, oh, Pisces is not reliable. Pisces is not dependable. I can't depend on them. You were able to depend on Pisces for all this time. And the one time they choose themselves, you want to chew them out, talking about how unstable they are. I'm going to need for you to take several seats, sir or ma'am. Two of Wands. Yeah, but somebody feels like you just all of a sudden made this decision. It was not a sudden decision, and they know that because whoever this is knows you. That's why they're like taking it so personally. Someone is taking your choice to find reliable people personally. Someone knows that you've been struggling financially. Someone knows that you've been having issues with your job, your business, your work, your finances, your money, supporting yourself. I also feel like somebody knows that you've been putting a lot of energy and time and investment and money into something that you really believe in that they kind of like ignore. It's like somebody who wants to possess you, but doesn't want to give you your flowers or doesn't want to give you your justice. They want to be able to access your gifts and access your power, but they don't want to give you what you deserve in return for that gift and for that power. That's why I be saying what I be saying. So those of you who don't apply to some of the criticisms that I give to people watching, please do not take that to heart. Because it's not about you. You know it's not about you. You know you come in and you like the video, you subscribe, you share, you get in the comments, you might be a member, you might donate every now and then, you might have booked a reading. You know you support your girl. And I'm not talking to you. But sometimes I have to keep reminding these little flunky motherfuckers that want to keep coming in here and using me and stealing my content, stealing my swag to go on and fuck off. And I think that's what could be rubbing some people the wrong way, because this is the true, authentic, full expression at 100% of your power. And some people are going to like it and some people are not. But you cannot control that. And as long as you set out to do the right thing, that's all you can do. Whoever this person is took a long time to see you. And I still don't think they fully see you. Empress and the Death card. But see, now, you know, things are changing. And it kind of feels like when you were down, they were cool with it. What's your energy? What's Pisces energy? What's Pisces energy? Oh, my Lord. Oh, my Lord. You were struggling to make You were struggling to make a choice. You didn't know if you were making the right choice. It took you a long time. See, somebody feels like, oh, you just woke up one day and scratched your ass and decided that you were going to cut them off. No, it was a lot of contemplation. You went through a lot of back and forth in your own head. You had a lot of conflict with doing this. See, people don't understand how deep it gets because they too afraid to go into them waters with you. They too afraid to really see what the fuck you see. And then when you show them what the fuck you see, they want to, oh, Pisces crazy. Pisces doing too much. Pisces too emotional. Why don't you shut the fuck up? And it's just like, no, this was a big choice because you felt connected to this person on a cerebral level, on a soul level. This was not an easy decision. Do you see what I'm saying? I didn't even look at the bottom of the fucking deck. 5 of Wands, 6 of Wands. But you knew that in order to have success and in order to reach your goals and achieve what it is that you know that you're meant to achieve, that you know you've been called to achieve, that you know you need to show up for, or to be there for the people who are depending on you, you had to cut the fat. Trim it. Six of Wands. But it was the right choice. And it fell on the floor because now you know it's the right choice, or Spirit wants you to know it was the right choice. You were like, I don't know if this is the right choice. I don't know if this is what I should do. No. Now you know. That flip, because the way that Lover's card just flipped out all over the place and then fell on the floor upright, facing the right direction, just like I laid it down. That's what now is the reality. Okay? You took a leap of faith. 6 of Wands, 6 of Cups. This is a gift. This is spirit. This is your blessings. This is your born abilities that it's like before you even met this person, you made a pact with God. Whoever you pray to, I don't care. Listen, you made a pact with your higher power. You came into this world knowing what you were meant to do, knowing that you were what you were meant to pay attention to, knowing what your journey would be, even if you didn't have all the details. You just know. You want to have freedom. You want to be successful in your mission and your assignment. You want to protect the people who you love. And it conflicted you because you consider whoever this is to be included in that fucking group. And I think somebody was really selfish because I feel like they fail. Like the one time you decide to choose yourself, they think that you're just this horrible person or they're just so hurt by what you did. And it's just like, get over it. Get over it. After all the years that you dismissed me and you pushed what I needed to the side because you just knew I was going to show up in a loving way and you took advantage of it. Listen here. Fuck you. Fuck you. Double time, triple time, quadruple time. Repeat it. Echo it back in your head. Fuck you, bro. See what I'm saying? 2 of Cups, Sun card, Hangman, Empress. Libra, Taurus, Virgo, Leo, Pisces, Gemini. We've seen every sign. Libra, Scorpio. It doesn't matter. I feel like you communicated with someone clearly. You took into consideration their perspective. You took into consideration how it may affect them. You took into consideration all these different factors that more than likely put you last. And then you had a light bulb moment and realized, damn, even though I feel all of these ways about this situation and I want to make sure that I'm expressing that, I realize that we just don't see love the same. We just don't see friendship the same. We just don't see support the same. Some people come here and they feel like, oh, if I'm watching your video, I'm supporting you. No, dodo bird. Let me not be rude. No, sweetie. That's not it. You can watch all day. But the views mean nothing without engagement coupled up with it. But I apologize for calling you a dodo bird if you didn't know that. Okay? That is my initial reaction. So it's probably the truth. about how I feel when there's so many people who are out here saying like, hey, the engagement is key. You should know. I feel like you should know. But if you don't, I'll give you that grace and let you know. Because I've said it before. But do you see what I'm saying? Where now when they apologize or when they want to come back around, it's like you don't quite believe that they weren't aware of the fuck shit. You get what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't really make sense. These are analogies that I use for you guys to understand how this could play out in your individual situations. It doesn't make sense that a person watching wouldn't know the benefit of engaging with the content because of how heavily it's plastered all over the platform through a variety of different genres and creators. It doesn't really add up. The math ain't mathing. Just like the math may not be mathing when you have a person in your life who is like, oh, Pisces, I didn't know that you needed more support from me. I didn't know that you wanted me to ask you how you were doing or what was going on, or, you know, talk about your things every now and then. I didn't know that that was something you really wanted me to do. Like, bitch, how? Because I've said it many times. Not only have I said it clearly many times, I've also expressed accountability and tried to see it from your perspective. But it's recently come to my attention that you want to keep me stuck while you're in a successful position and I'm not. That you're only cool with, you know, talking about my problems, but you're not cool with talking about my wins. Let's talk about that. That you don't mind putting me in positions where I feel inferior. So I was watching this TikTok video the other day, and this lady was like, let's normalize checking on our friends and then not making them feel obligated to do things that we know they can't do because they don't got it like that. Basically, she was saying like, hey, all of us are in a position where none of us got it like that right now. Times is tough. The money ain't moneying. So let's normalize having respect for our friends and keeping a sense of camaraderie and community amongst each other, even when times are tough, because she experienced a lot of time in her life where she isolated herself because she was broke and she didn't go to events and she didn't go to lunches or she didn't go to have drinks with people because she was broke. She didn't want to go shopping with people because she was broke. And the experience would basically cause her to lament and focus too much on her situation and circumstances to where she didn't want to subject herself to that degrading emotion. So she would just automatically like opt out. Right? And some of us have people who like to present themselves and perpetrate under the guise of understanding and under the guise of support and under the guise of community by saying things like, oh, you know, well, I understand if you can't, you know, I'm going to have this club night and I want to go to this party and I want to go out and go to this new place. But they'll be like, I understand if you can't go though. So they're trying to, you know, fake this compassion when in reality, it's like, it's different when people say, hey, I want to go check out this new spot. Can you afford it right now, friend? Or can you afford it right now, sis, bro, dude? And you're like, man, you know, I don't think I really can. It's kind of tight this month. And they're like, yeah, I understand. Maybe we can reschedule for next month, or, you know, just let me know when you got a little extra money. I would love to check it out with you and like get our initial reactions together. Or they could say, well, you know what? I know that you're good for it and I want you to have this experience with me. And it's more important for me that you be there than for you to be left out. So I got you. You get what I'm saying? Like, don't even sweat it. And like, I know you're going to want to pay me back because I know the type of person you are. You're not going to want to owe anybody anything, but just know that you can pay me back in increments or you can pay me back whenever you got it. That is true compassion. But somebody coming to you and saying, oh my God, I got this situation that I want you to be included in, but it costs all this money. And I understand if you're not going to be able to go. I just wanted to tell you about it. That's bullshit. That's performative. That's performative community. That's performative camaraderie. That's performative friendship. That's performative love. Because it's like you're kind of laughing and snickering and giggling at me in a way. And people are like, oh, well, you're reaching, Casey. No, I'm not reaching. Because I just explained the difference between the two. That's what I feel like was going on in whatever this shit is right here. And I feel like it's very hard for you to understand. And I feel like you put out so many testers and feelers to get a litmus of what was going on in the situation. And then you came to a very difficult decision. And somebody needs to suck it up and shut the fuck up. What is the advice? Oh, my Lord. The 9 of Cups. You got what you wanted. So wherever you stand in this situation, you got what you wanted, or Spirit is saying, you know what to do. You know how to deal with this. You are going to get what you want. You also deserve to be fulfilled. There could be some type of wish that's coming true for some of you guys. Opportunity with the Ace of Pentacles and the King of Wands. So somebody is going to try to now give you what you want, but it's because they want something. What's the 9 of Cups? 8 of Cups. Yeah. Fool. Yep. You took a leap of faith. You took a risk. You went into the unknown, not knowing what would be on the other side. You went into a dark tunnel, not knowing where the light was going to come from, when the light was going to show up, or what was going to be there once it got there. I feel like you're also free of some type of like, what is this? It's like you're free of some type of unfulfillment and then going into a place of fulfillment. How do I explain this? It's like when you stop talking to the people who say those things like, oh, if I can understand if you don't have the money. You know, that example that I just gave. It's kind of like by you wiping your hands of people or setting out on a new path, starting something new, having a new beginning, kind of getting this fresh energy coming in. You got rid of those negative feelings that come from, the kind of subliminal shit that people project on you. It's like being unfulfilled, feeling unsatisfied, feeling that you're not completely like getting what you deserve. That feeling was eliminated and you were freed of it once you decided to take a leap of faith and walk away from someone. 6 of Cups. You're free of the past. You're free of all the negative memories and negative connotations that are associated with these memories. Some of you guys deleted people's photos off your phone. You threw stuff in the trash. Gifts that they gave you are gone. And I feel like, it's like you want to protect your peace. You want to protect your freedom. You want to protect your autonomy to make your own decisions. And that's what you did effectively by taking whatever action that Spirit guided you to take. And now it's like the possibilities are endless. You can pursue anything that you want. And I feel like you're really motivated about the future and you're excited about what's going to come back to you. And I feel like Spirit is saying like, hey, there's a lot that's about to come back to you. There's a lot of opportunities that are opening up because you're making these choices. And that's what they want you to know. It's like, it's okay if people don't agree with your formula. It's okay if they don't understand. If you if you are a part of the weekly newsletter, which if you want to get a weekly newsletter for everybody to kind of like show you how the week might go based on the cards that are pulled and my intuition, go to my website. The link is in the description box. Scroll down to the bottom, submit your email, and make sure you have all the settings appropriately selected for marketing emails. But this week, we discussed basically like Finally deciding to stop listening to advice that's counterproductive to the vision because the people giving you advice don't understand the vision. And that's just what it is. That's why I tell you guys sometimes too, like when you watch readings, I tell you guys, always go with your own intuition. Even if you respect and agree and love me, you know, and respect and agree with what I say, please weigh it against your own intuitive nudges. This is not a cult. You do not have to blindly follow me. I would not want you to do that because that means that will come back negatively on me. Make your own fucking decisions. Take your power back. And if there's anything that I say or any of these other practitioners say that doesn't align with you, ignore it. Because it's so funny. A lot of people categorize or profile Pisces in a certain way. And I've noticed this. Y'all can agree with me in the comments and let me know if you've noticed it too. Or, you know, let me know your thoughts. Because it's very interesting. It's very curious to me. There are a lot of people who profile Pisces as a zodiac sign. And they read the cards according to that profile. But then they'll come to readers like me or other Pisces readers who do Pisces content. And they'll say, oh, you're just making it sound good for Pisces. And I'll counter that argument with the argument of, well, you seem to only make it bad for Pisces in your portrayal. So make it make sense. Where can we meet in the middle? What the fuck is going on? Because I've noticed that a lot of readers who have their own, like, I guess, judgments or experiences with Pisces, their Pisces readings will always be shitty. Whether, you know, if it's a situation where they've had a bad experience with a Pisces, or they're not in touch with their own Pisces energy, or maybe they have a weird Pisces placement that they don't know about, or, you know, they may have an ex that's a Pisces, or it's just something that's happened to them where they don't fully understand the Pisces energy, so they automatically group it as negative, and all of their readings will be negative towards Pisces. Not everyone is that way, but there are a lot of people who are that way. And I've noticed as well that recently that kind of is changing, and it's starting to be a lot of people who I've seen kind of have a certain bias against Pisces start to talk differently. Now, y'all let me know, because y'all be the ones in these streets. I don't really be in the streets of tarot like that. I stopped watching all them tarot readings years ago, a long time ago. But I have noticed that over time. You let me know if you noticed it too. But that's why I tell you guys, I might say things that you don't want to hear, but it's because I really do understand a lot of the energy that you may be dealing with Pisces zodiac sign, whether you're a Pisces sun, moon, rising, Venus, North Node, Mercury. You may be a Pisces Mercury and you think like a Pisces. You may be a Pisces Venus and you feel or love like a Pisces, or moon where you love like a Pisces. You may be a Pisces rising and you show up like a Pisces. I'm just saying, you know, I just want the best for everybody involved. I want the best for the world, to be honest with you, because it's just too much tomfoolery and bullshit that's been going on. But I really feel like this message was about you taking back your power and taking back your autonomy to make decisions that are best for you in whatever circumstances that you find yourself in, and then rationalizing that in a more loving and balanced way so that you don't feel guilty about making the decision that Spirit has guided you to make, because Spirit knows that it's time for certain cycles to come to an end. Now, what else does Pisces need to know? Playa from the Himalayas. What's going on in the Himalayas in the news? Anyway, playing the field, not looking to settle, seeking options. So do we have a reformed pimp in the house? A reformed player? Chained. Codependency, unhealthy attachment, weighed down. TikTok. deadline, procrastination, too busy. So I feel like you were attached to someone in an unhealthy way. You could have been codependent on them. They may have been codependent on you. They may have wanted you to be codependent on them. You may have wanted them to be codependent on you. Message. But it was an unhealthy attachment and it was weighing you down. And I feel like you were locked in or you were very settled and comfortable, but it was also limiting your options of what you could do. And now it's like that time is up. You can't put it off any longer. And someone who wanted you to be attached to them, but they were always too busy for you, it's like, the time may have run out for them to be able to come back and want to settle in and, be all for you. Fed up. Penny pinching. Wow. So over it, not having it, frustrated. Penny pinching says financial struggle, saving up, and budgeting. Yeah, I feel like a lot of you guys were tired of only having one stream of income. A lot of you guys were tired of only being able to source resources from one place. Some of you guys have a business and you switched suppliers because your other supplier was full of shit. And they were hiking up the prices and making things hard. Some of you are like me and you ventured over to TikTok. I mean, I've been on TikTok for a substantial amount of time, but not as substantial as it could be. Because I'm tired of this algorithm over here. I'm tired of the people over here sometimes. And I'm not saying y'all who, again, please don't take it personally. Those of you who support me in a healthy way and we support each other and we reciprocate energy with each other on a positive level, I'm not talking about you. But y'all you can see my views. They keep dropping. I'm sick of this fucking shit. I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of giving 100% and not giving what I deserve in return because I deserve to receive what I give in return. So whether it's the algorithm, whether it's the platform, whether it's the people who are watching, I'm going to go where I'm appreciated. And they be appreciating your girl over there. So don't come over there with that negative energy if you on the side of bullshit. Okay? But I'm giving you an example because that's life. Right? You go and find a new job when your current job no longer wants to acknowledge your potential. You go and get a new relationship once your current relationship doesn't feed you equally and y'all don't have any good for each other. Like, it's just healthy. That's what you're supposed to do. So look at that. Chained at the bottom again. Some of you guys were chained to a lot of debt and you're tired of being chained to that debt. Or you're chained to someone else's karmic debt, your karmic debt. You're trying to exterminate it. You're trying to cleanse it away. New love says, new boo says new love, learning each other, flirtatious. So you're learning something new, whether it's a new person, new friends, new partners, new business partners, new coworkers, new job training. You're learning something new and it's allowing you to release the chains that have been binding you and keeping you stuck in situations that weren't really like paying off, right? The Empress, the Moon, and the Ace of Pentacles. Look at that. So there's an opportunity that's hidden that's going to bring you a lot of abundance. You don't see it. It could be in Taurus season, Libra season, or Virgo season, possibly Cancer season in 2026. But this is an opportunity, or this is a potential stream of income that you don't see yet, but it could make you very abundant. And that's why Spirit is saying, like, you might be tapping into gifts, tools, talents, resources, abilities that you always had, but you never knew you had. And that's why I was getting the message of what was it? Heavy duty. The artillery is beefing up. Okay. Watch me beef it up. Anyway, 3 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles. This is about work. This is about contracts. This is about you being able to save money. This is about you getting out of debt. Some of you guys are getting out of debt and it's about to be crazy. Crazy. You about to be so happy. Don't spend all your money, bitch. That's all I'm going to tell your ass. Don't just go and spend all your money because then you be back in debt again. Don't be swiping that credit card again once you paid it off. Okay? I found this girl on TikTok where she was like, America. And she was talking about America and how she just paid off her credit cards. But now she worked for the government and they stopped paying her. So she had to rack them up again. I said, good Lord. It was hilarious though. She's very talented. What's the advice for Pisces? Okay, prioritize self-healing right now. All right, did I lie? I might have told a lot of jokes, but again, what? I didn't tell a lie. Prioritize self-healing right now. Put your needs above others for once. It's time to focus on you. Self-healing takes time and a lot of self-love. Remember, open wounds don't heal into scars overnight. Take the time you need in order to feel happier and healthier within yourself. There's no rush. And your life is about to start moving quickly in some areas, but not all. Not them old areas, but in some. Events that seem to have been on hold suddenly propel forward. Move with the flow and be mindful of what needs your attention most. Right. So they're saying prioritize self-healing right now. But the key word is prioritize. Priorities. What is a priority and what's not? What can be put on the back burner and what needs to be handled immediately? What calls for your most attention and what could possibly wait? Okay? They want you to prioritize the things in your life that are actually moving and making progress. And the things that are stagnant, stuck, delayed, people who don't want to budge, people who don't want to, look at your perspective, they only want to see their side. I'm telling you, once again, fuck them. Every situation in life is temporary. So when life is good, make sure you enjoy and receive it fully. When life is not so good, remember that it will not last forever and better days are on the way. Because there's fluctuation. That's what they want you to see. It doesn't mean that you will never be able to make amends with this person or they'll never be able to understand you. You'll never be able to understand them. You'll constantly be at odds. That's not true. But again, like I spoke to my kids, I told them also in that conversation, one day you're going to understand how fucking irritating it is to have to constantly break y'all up from chewing each other apart while I'm trying to work and keep a roof over your fucking head. Real shit. Just like you need to understand. I told both my older sons, they're teenagers. I said, just like you need to understand and remember how it was to be a young kid. And I need to understand how it was to be a teenager and a young kid for all of you. Y'all are one day going to understand how I feel in these situations where you know better but refuse to fucking do better. And you make it hard for me to provide for you. Real shit. And if somebody don't like it, oh well, because that's the truth. When you're a kid, you don't understand how hard it is for your parents. Then you grow up and you figure out what bills are and whatever FICA or whatever it is, I don't know, and how much they take out your check for taxes. And then you realize how many videos is it on TikTok about kids, teenagers getting their first check from work and they see that they're not getting what they thought they was getting. It's not a punishment. It's not to chastise anybody. It's just the truth, bro. And they want you to focus on whatever is flowing right now, the fluctuation of energy. Because one day, whoever is misunderstanding you is going to understand. Whether it's through them having to deal with karma or through them having to suffer a loss or through them, I don't wish it on nobody, but that's how it usually happens. Or through them having amazing joy. It doesn't matter, but one day, people who misunderstand you are going to understand you. And if they don't, they're purposefully wanting to misunderstand you. And you got to let them be where the fuck they at. You are safe. You are protected. The worst is behind you, and you are ready to move beyond the challenges that were set for you. Lessons have been learned. It is safe for you to trust your path, Pisces. Okay? I love you guys. Be sure to like and subscribe to continue to catch the vibe. If you felt like this reading hit you extra hard and you want to go above and beyond, please consider donating through PayPal, Venmo, or Zelle. It is the best way to donate because it's the way that you can ensure I actually get that shit. Okay? Also, if you want to book a reading or any of my other services, I offer more than just readings on my website. Check it out. Get in the comments. Let me know if it resonated, you guys. I love you. And remember, this is Odd Circle Booze. Bye.